of Assembly yesterday up until about 11:59 last night. So that continues our response to COVID-19, an extension to the state of emergency to the 31st of May. The Senate will be convening tomorrow, the 23rd of April 2020, so you can look out for that. We will be carrying the proceedings as per usual live on NTN. We're coming to you from the studios. Yesterday we were live from downtown Castries, the Parliament building, but we're back in studio this morning to bring you some more developments. Morning, Cooks.
Bonjour Jesse, bonjour Saint Lucia et pour tout le monde qui a supporté qui a écouté nous l'autre pays et bien à sous computer à sous internet là jeudi c'est mercredi le 22 avril nous a dit merci en chat vous savez ici c'est headquarters vermin COVID-19 c'est ici nous avons toute information développement qui a sorti hors gouvernement et puis l'autre autorité expressement là pour faire et puis COVID. Quand je t'ai dit hier, nous avons maintenant un rapport du Parlement où ils savent tout développement qui a fait et puis les affaires COVID là. La Premier ministre tenu Yondé, il a présenté des billes by Parlement hier. Manière ça travail là où ils savent, ils pour mener là, ils pour discuter, ils pour lire et puis enfin tout ça qui a allé et puis passer et ces billes ça. Ou qu'ils bien content pour ça, ils lit tous les 3 fois et puis ces billes ça qu'ils trouvé quoi ils présenté by Senate, ça c'est l'autre cas pour faire. Et tout ça as a résultat du COVID-19. Là, hier, nous rapportons, mais ici, nous avons information qu'on y a pour faire pour n'importe développement qui a sorti au gouvernement comme on dit n'importe ça qui a fait les pour faire puis Covid nous avons mené avec aujourd'hui à pas pièce différence nous avons continuer baou ce développement ça nous avons continuer baou gide qu'on nous ici. Merci tellement Jesse.
Thank you. Again, to let you know, the Parliament convened yesterday, the 21st of April. The House of Assembly, House of Representatives convened yesterday to table, in an urgent meeting, to table the motion to extend the state of emergency that we're now in up to the 26th of April, now to the 31st of May, and also to table and to go through all the readings of the 2 bills, the National Insurance Corporation Amendment Bill, as well as the Tourism Stimulus and Investment Amendment Bill, and it went through all the readings toward last evening during that sitting. We want to give you an update on the efforts to repatriate cruise line workers. Our Saint Lucians who are working on cruise ships, who are still stuck on cruise ships abroad, there have been efforts, according to the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Dominic Fede. He did disclose during Parliament yesterday that efforts, they're working feverishly to bring our Saint Lucian workers, cruise line workers, back home. We have a report now from the Ministry on recent developments toward that effort.
Eight Saint Lucian nationals on Tuesday, April 21st, repatriated to Saint Lucia. The nationals are employees of Norwegian Cruise Line who were anchored off the coast of Barbados from April 9, 2020. With the help of the government of Barbados, a chartered flight touched down at the George F. L. Charles Airport at approximately 11:30 a.m.
8 cruise workers from the Norwegian Spirit were repatriated into Saint Lucia. They were received by our team, and this was coordinated through the cruise line, through the Ministry of Tourism and the Ministry of External Affairs. They were received as per our protocols, and they were screened, and they were taken to the Rodney Bay Public Health Facility where they'll be quarantined for a period of 14 days.
The Department of Health and Wellness is working in tandem with key agencies, including the Ministries of External Affairs and Tourism, in undertaking the repatriation of citizens.
Our report today suggests that there are over 500 of our nationals who are stuck abroad with the cruise industry being shut down. The difficulties we have been experiencing is that as we try to repatriate them, the Center for Disease Control has said that cruise lines cannot allow anyone to get off the various ships because of the tremendous concern that they have had with coronavirus. I want our families to know that we're doing everything at a diplomatic level, at a level of discussing with the airlines, discussions with the Florida Cruise and Caribbean Association, the cruise industry's representative body, to bring our nationals home.
With such a vast number of St. Lucian nationals desirous of returning home at a time when there are travel restrictions globally, Minister with responsibility for external affairs, Sarah Flood-Bobra, says this must be done with the observation of health and safety protocols.
And regarding as a matter of high priority is to see how we can continue to collaborate to bring more of the St. Lucians home, and to assure you as well that our government will work with the agencies to ensure that as soon as it is practically possible and safe to do so, we will ensure that all of our St. Lucians are brought home safely.
The government is working to repatriate more nationals in the days and weeks ahead. For the government of St. Lucia, I'm Joreen Georges.
Thank you very much for that, Joreen. So there you have it. 8 cruise workers, 8 St. Lucian cruise workers have been repatriated, and this was a collaborative effort in making that happen from the cruise line, the Ministry of Tourism here on island, and the Ministry of External Affairs. And just to let you know, these 8 cruise workers, reminder that these 8 cruise workers will be taken to the Rodney Bay Public Health Facility, where they will be quarantined for 14 days, right? The Ministry of External Affairs Minister there speaking on the importance of bringing our cruise line workers home, but also it being done observing health and safety protocols, right, Carlton?
Oui, encore un monsieur dame bien écouter ton là ni pour faire puis rapport qui ni pour faire puis et moun nou ni qui ka travaille l'autre pays expressement ces gens qui ka travaille sur ce cruise ship là au kay bien ton un rapport là nous ni à peu près 400 c'est moun ça dehors moi même pas même ça qui bien intéressant là vini pour ça c'est pour ça la ministre qui est responsable pour les affaires tourisme en Saint Lucia, honorable Dominique Fédé, il dit yo même qu'à examiner toute manière yo peut parler by ces gens diplomatiques l'autre pays et puis là supporté par Flood Bobra, il dit comme ça yo kay collaborer et puis ces organisations et depuis yo clair depuis yo ba yo permission et toute bagaille sauve yo kay mener ces moun ça tuer ou kay bien content pour ça 8 ans ces moun ça tuer un pays et puis yo te trouvé quoi yo là qu'a joindre et puis gens qui a avec ministre tourisme et puis qui est responsable pour affaires l'autre pays external affairs et puis ça qui a fait et puis c'est moun ça yo kay ni pour faire 14 jours quarantine à ces facilités nous ni la Rodney Bay. Quoi bonne nouvelle qu'a sorti dans ça encore ça qui est bien important c'est yo ka travail et puis collaborer et puis l'autre organisation avec depuis yo chance ça depuis yo dit yo tout bagay clair yo kay mener l'instant c'est moun ça vini Saint Lucia.
Thank you for that. If you're just joining the broadcast this morning, a special good morning to you. For those of you watching on air, on television, or online, we'd like to welcome you to the broadcast. We continue with St. Lucia's COVID-19 response in this morning's report. As you would know, as we would have mentioned, the House of Assembly convened parliamentary proceedings yesterday to bring forward the motion to extend the state of emergency to the 31st of May. And bills were also tabled. These bills include the National Insurance Corporation Amendment Bill, and it went through all its readings in the House of Assembly, as well as the Tourism Stimulus and Investment Amendment Bill going through all its readings toward yesterday evening. News just coming in, we did get a confirmation, there was disclosure by the Minister for Tourism, Honorable Dominique Fédé, that there were efforts underway to repatriate about 8 workers, 8 cruise line workers back home to St. Lucia, and we did get a report from the Ministry of Tourism this morning on that. So news coming from them, 8 cruise workers have been repatriated so far. The cruise liners, Ministry of Tourism, External Affairs, it was all a collaborative effort in making that happen. The Honorable Minister Fédé did state that efforts are feverish in bringing all 400 cruise line workers, St. Lucian cruise line workers back home. So efforts are underway at the diplomatic level to bring them back home. The 8 cruise workers who've since been repatriated this week, they will be taken to the Rodney Bay Public Health Facility to be quarantined for 14 days. So, according to the Minister for External Affairs, Honorable Sarah Flood-Bobra, these efforts are underway to bring them back home, but it must be done observing and adhering to the health and safety protocols. Yes, so we continue with this morning's developments updates. We did have a statement by the Honorable Minister Stephenson King, Infrastructure, Ports, Energy and Labor, and he did give this address in response to COVID-19, the impact of COVID-19 on the labor market. He opened by saying that he understands the concerns over uncertainties of health and safety and job security right now. Also aware that many persons have lost their jobs, working on shift systems, sent on vacations or placed on rotation. He also referenced the Prime Minister's Social Stabilization Plan that the accommodations therein for persons who were gainfully employed but have now lost their jobs due to COVID-19. The Ministry of Labor, he says, is working with all stakeholders to ensure that everyone's concerns are addressed. And he did mention the importance of the tripartite approach of consultations to clarify positions, encourage dialogue, to ensure that everybody comes out of negotiations and discussions feeling good about it, in the interim at least. We go to the first clip from that we pulled out from the Honorable Stephenson King, and he's talking about reinforcing the fact that no change to the labor laws have been made amid COVID-19, and that and speaking also to considerations being made to extend the layoff period. Take a look.
Let me reiterate that there is no change to date in the applicable law, the Labor Code number 37 of 2006. Periods of layoffs as provided by section 1481 of the law can extend to 12 weeks. Thereafter, it is deemed a termination due to redundancy. It is being proposed that the continuous period of layoffs be extended by an additional 12 weeks during times such as COVID-19 or national emergencies, to give more time for review or assessment by the employer, and also to provide allowance for recovery.
And just to give a summary of the next clip, he encouraged employers to exercise goodwill at this time. And if I could use a quote that he made toward the tail end of his address, that we can use consider sharing accumulated resources and profits with employees. So employers are encouraged to exercise goodwill at this time, and he also stated that employers should consider sharing accumulated resources and profits of the businesses with their employees at this time.
Whilst there is no obligation to pay salaries during the period of layoff, the employer is strongly encouraged to exercise goodwill and discretion where resources permit, especially to support breadwinners and loyal and long-serving employees. In view of the fact that the laws of Saint Lucia have not changed, I wish to state that it is not the role or jurisdiction of the Labor Commissioner to sanction rotation, reduced hours, work from home conditions, salary cuts, and other adjustments to workers' contractual terms. This continues to be a function of negotiation and dialogue between employers and workers or their representatives.
Overall, employers are asked to follow the rule of law. Remember their obligations under the Labor Code.
Because of how quickly the coronavirus...
Employers are again reminded that they are still under an obligation to follow the law as it relates to redundancies, as I expect that there will be no breaches of the law. Employers are also reminded of Section 217 of the Labor Code, which stipulates the responsibility of employers to provide employees with personal protective equipment. We trust that all will be guided by this provision by fulfilling their obligations regarding the health and safety of our employees in the workplace.
Sound bites there from the Honorable Minister Stephenson King, Infrastructure, Ports, Energy and Labor, and speaking on the impact of COVID-19 on the labor market. He also advised that all stakeholders use this downtime in the labor market to build resilience and to modernize the processes within this market. Again, the Labor Minister, Honorable King, asking employers to consider sharing accumulated resources and profits with employees, among other words of advice given under these circumstances. Carlton?
Merci tellement, Jessie. Ou ka écouter nous là hors studio GIS headquarters les vini pour information développement COVID-19 et puis là qu'on a bien savent hier les vini pour parlement joindre ou ka ils savent premier ministre Teni Debil qui teni pour présenter yon qui a sous l'idée en chai moun avec nous attendi les vini pour bill NICA ça c'est bas package stimulus là Premier ministre l'a proposé ou kay savent la moun ka hen aide moun qui qualifié ka hen aide ba section ça et l'autre là l'a vini pour yon bill ba ministre honorable Dominique Fédé qui ni pour faire affaires tourisme quoi on kay bien content pour ça bill la trouvé quoi li c'est bill la trouvé quoi li tous les 3 fois qu'on est supposé yo kay voyi bay Sénat là parmi l'autre nouvelle nous jaba aussi nous faut savoir date qui l'a vini pour c'est moun qui ka travailler sous ces cruise ship là ces bateaux l'autre pays ou kay savent en chaide yo te trouvé quoi yo as a result di covid trouvé quoi yo l'autre pays passant tout un pays parce qu'en chaide bonne fermé ouais ben là nous teni rapport date qui 8 parmi 400 à peu près 400 qui là 8 c'est moun ça retourner à ce pays merci et Dieu qu'on nous tend ministre là c'est moun ça qui trouvé quarantine y en a ces facilités là gozli pour 14 jours ça c'est protocole qui j'ai établi là où t'es aussi tant l'année pour faire puis honorable Stephenson King ou kay ça va parmi l'autre bagaille qui est responsable l'été là venu pour travailler Saint Lucia et puis loi travail en Saint Lucia et quand parmi bagaille il parlait date qui il même dit les adresser nation c'est date qui il comprend situation avec manière qui existe expressément exaffaire COVID-19 ils savent l'ani moun qui trouvé quoi yo layoff l'ani moun qui perd travail as a result de ça et il même dit il ka sipaté ni et puis c'est moun ça travailler et puis gens qui ka bay travail là monsieur King allait pour dire parmi l'autre bagaille il veut moun changer là venu pour loi pays à sous travail ça beaucoup changer et il dit ça en place toujours et qu'a fait moun qui responsable pour travailler mettre business et qu'a fait yo savent parmi l'autre bagaille là venu pour protocole yo supposé yon a ces bail là il proposé il a dit fait yo changer ou ni pour faire assurer travailler ou ni ça yo ka crier PPE qui c'est équipement pour travail expressement c'est place là côté qui ni a chay moun ka travail et moun ni pour changer distance là aussi et quand parmi ba yo ka parler ko gloves masse en fijayo il a dit chay c'est mettre ces business ça ni pour changer ou ni pour bail travailleur parmi le bail ça il y a aller plus loin pour dire ça c'est un temps à présent pour business qui te a fait bien il dit et ça c'est un temps à présent pour recogniser travailleur qui a travaillé pour très longtemps travailleur qui l'est pour from commencement il dit ça c'est là à présent où ça servi conscience et puis observer nous dans situation et pour agir dans bonne manière yon manière dans l'autre et puis c'est travailler ça il a dit là il vient pour loi pays il dit beaucoup changer loi pays il même manière toujours qui aussi parler dit ça ministry là il vient pour yo qui responsable pour travail qu'a fait pour parler puis collaborer et puis mettre business pour faire assurer là yo vini pour pièce matière qui pour faire puis travailler et puis mettre business yo kay ça rectifier ça dans bonne manière tout bonnement.
Thank you. If you joined in for our COVID-19 response report yesterday morning, you would have known that we were reporting live on location at the Parliament building. We got the opportunity, Carlton and myself, to sit in for the beginning proceedings, the pre-lunch proceedings of the House of Assembly yesterday. So we will be giving some, we pressed for time after those proceedings, so we will be giving you some a summary, a synopsis of those proceedings. I believe quite a few individuals, representatives spoke that morning, so we will have we will go over what their contributions were in the Honorable House. When we come back, we're due for our first break. When we come back also, we'll be going over some important press releases, including Cabot Saint Lucia contributing $50,000 toward the COVID-19 response cause. So do stay tuned for that and more. We're coming back in just a moment.
Coronavirus? But children are safe, no?
Hold up. Children are actually more likely to touch all kinds of surfaces, put their hands on their mouths and their eyes, or sneeze and cough with little thought about hygiene when around others. While children have been seen to recover well from this virus, they can easily spread it to those more at risk, like the elderly or ill persons who have a weaker immune system. Teach the little ones in your care to be little powerhouses of infection prevention. Keep reminding them, wash your hands. Cover your mouth with tissue or your inner elbow when you sneeze and cough. And be sure to praise them when you see them taking these precautions. Our health is in our hands. Together, through simple actions, we can stop the spread of coronavirus. This message was brought to you by the Bureau of Health Education of the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you're just joining us this morning, a special welcome to you watching on air and online. This is the Saint Lucia COVID-19 response report this morning in studio live at the GIS. My name is Jessie Leonce and I'm joined in studio by Mr. Carlton Sir, and he is providing engagement, meaningful dialogue, as well as the Creole translations. This morning, we went over the update on efforts to repatriate cruise line workers. We did have a report from the Ministry of Tourism on that. 8 cruise line workers were repatriated to Saint Lucia. That was a collaborative effort between the cruise line, the Ministry of Tourism here, as well as the local Ministry of External Affairs. And as you would have heard yesterday during the parliamentary sitting, the Honourable Minister for Tourism, Dominic Fede, did disclose that efforts were underway to bring home those 8 cruise workers. These same cruise line workers, they have been brought to the Rodney Bay Public Health Facility, where they will be quarantined for the next 14 days. And just a word from the Ministry of External Affairs that while efforts are underway to bring the cruise line workers back home, it must be done observing the health and safety protocols. Also this morning, just pull out some excerpts, some sound bites there from the Honourable Minister Stephenson King, Infrastructure, Ports, Energy and Labour, and he was just delivering an address in response to COVID-19's impact on the labour market, making an appeal to employers at this time, calling for dialogue and ensuring that there is consultations, noting the limitations. Well, instead of saying that, where the Commissioner and the Department of Labour cannot step in, but how both parties are to come in together to make negotiations. This morning we have a call, at this point we have a call from the Ambassador with responsibility for Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Jocelyne Clarke-Fletcher. A pleasant good morning to you, Dr. Fletcher. Thank you so much for joining us. Last week, well, we've been anticipating this engagement because there have been so many reports recently of developments abroad, of St. Lucians living abroad, and most importantly, that of St. Lucians battling the COVID-19 virus. And unfortunately so, St. Lucians succumbing to the COVID-19 virus. What updates do you have for us this morning?
Well, what I can say is that it's a little difficult getting as much information as we can, because for some reason persons are a little bit consumed about stating that their relatives died from COVID-19. So what I have began reporting on our Facebook page, the Diaspora Facebook page, is the number of persons who died in the diaspora. Just putting their name. If I put their names, I'm not saying what they died from, just announcing like we normally do when persons die in the diaspora and we reach out to them and their families. We just put their names. So that's what we're doing. But officially, we would speak to them and tell them, well, we wouldn't put out what they died from. So officially, I get the figures, and so I will just put numbers without names. So far, we have confirmed 17 deaths in New York from COVID-19, 1 death in New Jersey from COVID-19, 4 deaths from the UK in COVID-19, and 1 in Switzerland in COVID-19, which gives us a total of 23 deaths from COVID-19 in the diaspora. We do have a lot more persons, Saint Lucians in the diaspora who are, well, let's say they have the symptom or they have been tested positive for COVID-19. Some of them are in hospital, some of them are at home. And that number has risen, as far as I know, throughout the diaspora, I've been told, to over 100 plus persons who have been tested positive for the coronavirus in the diaspora. And that is the UK, the US, Canada, and 2 persons, 2 Saint Lucians in Barbados. They've been tested positive. Some of them are at their homes, some are in their hospitals, some are recovering well, others I have not been able to receive information on how they are doing or coping with the virus.
Okay. Can you just tell us, I mean, you mentioned the sentiment of the surviving relatives in terms of broadcasting the identities of those succumbing to COVID-19. Tell us about your engagement with these surviving relatives so far. Last I asked you the question, what are they asking for in terms of resources, perhaps assistance, diplomatic assistance, anything so far to date?
To date, all again is still that they ask for things like getting in touch with the consulate. Sometimes they seem to be having a difficulty in getting with the consulate since the consulates are closed. Although I know the consulates have put out numbers where they can be contacted, yet many of them are asking me when I reach out to the bereaved, they're asking me for what assistance they can get from government, who can help them get the bodies out from the hospitals. They're asking, they would like to return passports of the deceased to the consulate. So these are the kind of questions that I get from them. Many of them, incidentally, are telling me that they want to pack up and come back home, So this is the kind of things that, I get into conversations in, but most of the time we just talk to them to try to comfort them and try to ask them to hold on, because they're all saying like, oh, we can't, this is very difficult, we have to get the bodies, we get in the runaround, we need the consulates to help. So what I do is that, of course, I have all the direct mobile phones of my colleagues. So what I do is I give it to them, but I would let, like, if it's in New York, I would let Victoria know that I have done it. If it's in London, I let Mrs. Leon Theodore John know that I'm giving the people her private mobile. So, if they're really desperate and they sound that bad, then, and they say they keep calling the consulates and they're not getting through, I give them the mobile numbers of my colleagues, but I call them back and let them know that I have done that. Canada is the same thing. Well, the Consul General in Canada, apparently they seem to be able to reach her and her staff.
Okay. You mentioned that some Saint Lucians are considering wanting to just come home, pack up their bags and come back home to Saint Lucia. What is the impression, general and otherwise, of by Saint Lucians abroad of what's happening here on the ground on island?
Well, for some strange reason, they think that we are doing a lot better. That things are good. Things are getting really better in Saint Lucia as far as handling this virus. The fact that we only now have just two positive, two cases of coronavirus, even if we've had 15. But they think that, now they think it's much better coming home, being in Saint Lucia, finishing the time. I think this experience has hit a lot of them really hard, and they just don't want to. What they say to me, I don't want to be in this country. The way people are treated now, the way non-nationals are being treated, the way it is. It's better I'm in my own country. You know, it seems that being home, it's a better place to be. Things are being handled a lot better down there. People are being treated better. So the whole thing is they have given kudos to Saint Lucia for their handling it, and they just want to come home. Jesse, let me tell you, I didn't hear the announcement, and I don't know where it came from. But between yesterday afternoon, last night, and this morning, I have been inundated with calls from persons on ships and at universities and in the diaspora, saying that they've been over there for a month, 2 months, and they want to come home. They say that in the Prime Minister's address, he asked that those who want to come home to get in contact with me. Now, while I am the ambassador for diaspora affairs, I deal with nationals who actually live overseas, not persons who are on ships or who went on holidays and so on. But people have just been calling me, asking me to how they can be. They're desperate. They want to come home. Students, I just sent yesterday to contact at the Ministry of Education a list of 20 students who have been calling me saying from UE, Kville, want to come home. I have persons as far as the BVI in St. Martin calling me this morning and saying they want to come home. So I didn't know. What I've told them is that I'm going to pass the details on to the Minister of External Affairs. I have asked those in Miami and Texas and all of that. I've been getting to get in touch with the Washington and Miami consulate. I have sent the numbers for them so that they can call. But people are just, it's like a flood, desperate to come home. And when it was announced that 7 persons were brought in yesterday, my goodness, that has just opened a floodgate. And I'm telling you, I have yet to be able to sleep with calls all night and very, very early this morning. And the responses are non-stop. And even while I'm talking to you now, I can see my other phone is just blinking red with calls and with messages from those people asking for information how they can get back home. And I know the Prime Minister announced about what they're doing about the ships and having discussion with the governments and the airlines and the shipping companies. So I give them that information too. But I never heard an announcement saying to get in touch with me. I know they told them to get in touch with their consulate, but they seem to say it's me.
So you sort of become the patron saint of repatriation.
It's completely, all of a sudden, and it's like crazy. 9 of us are caught on the Norwegian and the Freedom that and the epic Caribbean and all kinds of saying the 9, the 10, and there are over 50, 60 persons out there, and a lot of them are on ships wanting to come home. And I can only tell them what I know of is to try to get in touch with the government. Is negotiating with the government because borders are closed and they're trying to get them back home. Of course, that's not. One told me that his wife is up there and and he wants his wife back home because things are difficult. She cannot stay there, the rental and all kinds of things. They have no money. A guy in the BVI says that he and his wife were working for Royalton, and oh my goodness, it is just.
You've touched on it. You've touched on it a little bit, but can you speak on the significance of this 180-degree shift of once St. Lucians living down here looking to those who have immigrated to other countries, more developed countries, and even, we have this whole thing about hoping to get barrels from our loved ones abroad for Christmas and, relying on them for a little help every now and then through Western Union. Can you speak on this 180-degree shift and what do you think it means for our country? It means for less developed countries who send their people abroad for a better life?
Let me tell you, remittances has always been one of the bigger parts of our diaspora. Sending back monies to their loved ones back here, sending barrels and stuff like that. But also, you see, the diaspora has done a lot more than just remittances. Diaspora, many of these people own lands and houses and property in Saint Lucia. A lot of them come out. I have seen in the year plus that I've been holding on to this job that a lot of the diaspora actually have business in Saint Lucia and have come back to build properties. Even if they don't leave here, they come down for a few months. Even my own sister who lives in the UK, they have business in Saint Lucia. They have their home in Saint Lucia, but they come down for 6 months and they go back. So a lot of the diaspora are doing that, and that also generates economic activity and employment, because they employ people to build, to maintain the building for them. They buy materials from Saint Lucia, so they have all those people working and doing these things to them. So diaspora do a lot more than just remittances. Now that they are, because of this COVID-19, my interactions with them, and that is very, very constant. I mean, I am with the diaspora every single day on the telephone. And now I'm about to get a 25% of my salary in cash only. I am about to speak with the government to do something about my telephone, because the telephone bill is going to run, crazy, because not everybody I can reach on WhatsApp. But I speak to them constantly, and all I get is that they want to come back to Saint Lucia to live. I have a whole family who've just been pushing me. They were already in the negotiations for that, and now they're telling me, they need to get out of the UK now. And I say to them, well, you have to bear patience with us. The government is trying. I mean, you're not the only one. There are lots of people around the world that are demanding to come back home. So we will see a huge reduction, I think, when this thing lifts up in things like barrels and remittances. We will have a huge reduction there. But then there is a flip side. A lot of the diaspora will return home, and a lot of them do have properties and want to open business and so on in Saint Lucia. So life is just not going to be the same. There will be a shift, and we're just going to have to look to be self-sustaining and looking at how we have been doing things and doing it better. And some of us are learning that. I was in the diaspora, don't forget, for a long, long time, and I made the decision, as well as my children, that we rather be at home than be out there. I was always saying I'd rather be a big fish in a small pond than a small fish in a huge ocean. So a lot of people have that kind of mindset, and people are looking forward to returning home and knowing that this is your place, and in your place, you guaranteed to have a voice, to have a say. They must take care of you. Even if you're a citizen in somebody else's country, you've gained citizenship or nationality. The fact is that you were not born there, and they will always put theirs first. And so, and there are a whole lot of other underlying things to deal with. So these people are seeing that, and the shift, and a lot of our, strangely enough, not even first generation St. Lucians, but the call I'm getting for returning home is mostly from second and third generation diaspora. So it is amazing what is happening. It's amazing. I mean, life after COVID will be very, very interesting, and it will be something that I'm going to look at closely as it relates to the diaspora. It's going to be a different kind of shift in the paradigm, and I am kind of, although in spite of all of this sadness that we're dealing in, this difficulty, I'm kind of excited at looking at compiling data in that shift as what's really going to happen with our diaspora and our little island in the coming months and years.
Okay, I just want to shift to the new salary arrangement by the government of Saint Lucia. You did mention that you would be. You did mention about your 25% cutback in exchange for the bonds. Can you talk about that? Do you care to comment on that?
Well, I'm only going to comment for me personally. I am not a spokesperson for the cabinet and what they do. I mean, I hear it like everybody else. I just hear I'm going to be affected in that way. And 25% of my salary in cash is not going to cut it for my expenses. You know, because I always tell people say, well, those people make big money, the big money, they have big expenses. However, with no money coming in, what else can the government do? The money that government gets is our money. What we pay in taxes, what we get from customs, what we get from tourism, there's none of that anymore coming in. I mean, where the kitty is nothing coming in and expenses are going out. Put it in your own life now. You know, if your expenses are there and you have nothing coming in, it's tough. You can't help anybody. So even the people that I have who probably do my grounds and the lady who works for me, that has to unfortunately cut. So you have to make cuts everywhere to try to survive. Also, it means that I'm going to have to dip into my savings that I was looking forward to for you know, the time when you have no more. It's now going to have to be utilized, because I am not one of the persons who believe in, you know, taking that kind of thing by saying, okay, well, until this thing lifts up, I'm not going to pay my mortgage or this or that, not going to do it and let it and then start paying. No, I am just a person that hates debt. I can't deal with it. It troubles my head. So as long as the savings is there, I'm going to draw down on it to pay off my debts as normal. While until I can probably get a salary back again. It's going to be a very rough time, but we're going to have to tie our waist, as they say, and bear down, because, you know, we all have to help the country. Government is us. It's us, and we all have to tie our waist and make it. It's not going to be easy. And I'm telling you right now, I'm sitting here thinking how, from the time I heard it, how I'm going to manage, what I'm going to do, and serious cutbacks are going to take place in my household.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much for this morning's interview. If you could just go over the confirmed deaths so far to date in the diaspora, as well as those battling the virus.
Confirmed deaths in the diaspora from COVID is 23. 17 in New York, 1 in New Jersey, 4 in the UK, 1 in Switzerland. Total solution deaths in the diaspora from March 1st to now is 34, but not but that difference between 23 and 34, the difference is non-COVID, as far as I know. Okay. I am also certain that there are probably more COVID-related deaths, and some of them may have been COVID-related, but families are looking at saying that their family died of COVID, or having it announced that if they died of COVID publicly is like saying they died of HIV or something like that. So I have to be, I will not announce that the person died of COVID-19 by name. I mean, unless I have the express permission of the family to do so. Where they have said, or they themselves have published it of COVID-19, it's okay, I will say so. But unless they give me the express permission to say they died of COVID-19, I will mention them as a statistic. So it's just a number, not the name.
Understood. Thank you very much. Any final words, Dr. Fletcher?
Well, all I'm saying right now is that I'm trying my best. I tell people the cabinet is very, very difficult. They're very busy right now. It's not easy. In normal times, it's not easy to tie them down. I mean, when I'm in the office, at least I can waylay the Prime Minister in the corridor or from the lift to get it to mention something. But right now, it's not that easy because they're facing so much. So I cannot. The diaspora expects me to go directly to the Prime Minister and to the ministers and say things and get an answer for them right away, because they figured out that one of the things in the diaspora policy that the diaspora asked for was that the ambassador work in the office of the Prime Minister to have direct access to the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister be my supervisor. That may be so, but we are all dealing with unusual circumstances, and I am at home. And I will not go into the office just to try to get to see the Prime Minister, because it's not possible right now with so much. The Prime Minister has the entire country on his back to deal with right now. The cabinet of ministers, I mean, last night I stayed up watching these people, and I'm just wondering how they do it. I wouldn't want to be in government in a time like this. And I think there's really special people to be able to take on this burden right now and do what they're doing. And I know of the long hours, the people like, I heard the Prime Minister mention the people like Inland Revenue and Treasury and so on, the hard work. These people are frontline people, and those of us who are up all day and night dealing with persons and comforting them and trying to ease their burden, and the cabinet and the administrative people looking for answers, looking for ways, seeing how they can juggle and manage things like we will have to do now in our own homes, trying to manage things. They're doing, and this has nothing to do with politics. I'm not even, when it comes to my work, I'm not even political. I am just saying that I am quite proud of my country. I think they're doing an excellent job in such a difficult time, because I listen to what's happening out there. I listen to what's happening in the other countries. And I think that we are doing an excellent job, and I am happy that many of us are on board to see that our little country stays the way it is, because a lot of people out there are looking at what is happening here, and a lot of people in the diaspora are saying, we want to come back home because of how good things are happening here. So, I think we need to give ourselves a huge round of applause and stand up and continue to support what is happening, because this is not a time for politics. This is a time where we stand together to save, because whatever is going to happen here, all of us, every single one of us, from the top to the bottom, is going to be severely affected. And therefore, we must all put our heads in this. After that, when we have seen the other side of of COVID-19, we can go back to looking at other things. But right now, we have to be one mind, focused, and that is surviving this pandemic in the best way we can, so that we can see, and not only to see it with our life, to say that we are alive, but to be able to survive after it in an economic kind of a way, in a mental kind of a way, in a physical kind of a way, because there are more things than just COVID taking our lives. There are more things that are coming up as a result of COVID that's even more difficult than just being ill from COVID. This thing has, if you really put your mind and looking at what's happening now, and sit down, and this time that we are alone and we are stayed at home, to sit back and look at the after effects, or what we call the aftershock of COVID-19, we would learn that this is the time we all need to just stay focused. We can't afford to deviate. We can't afford to have our minds going like business as usual, because it's just not. And if we're not prepared, and if we don't put our mind, we will be found at the end of this thing in a terrible kind of way that we probably might not be able to survive it, because you may have survived COVID, but you will not be able to survive life after COVID if we don't now start putting our mind in the right place.
Thank you very much for your time. Do continue to keep safe, Dr. Fletcher.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you very much. And you guys keep safe, and you all are doing an amazing job.
Thank you very much.
Continue doing what you all are doing, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome, love. Bye-bye.
Dr. Jocelyne Clarke-Fletcher, the ambassador, Saint Lucian ambassador for Diaspora Affairs. We have some breaking news at this point. 100% recovery of Saint Lucian's, of COVID-19 cases in Saint Lucia. I'm just going to read a press release, excerpt from a press release just released from the Ministry of Health. As of April 22nd, 2020, Saint Lucia has a total of 15 confirmed cases of COVID-19. To date, all of the positive cases of COVID-19 in Saint Lucia have recovered, with the remaining 2 cases who were in isolation receiving negative COVID-19 test results and since discharged from hospital. This now places Saint Lucia at a 100% recovery of all COVID-19 cases. Among the 15 cases Saint Lucia recorded were individuals who fell within the category of high risk by virtue of some being elderly as well as living with a chronic illness. They too recovered well with no complications or needed care. Just to note, laboratory testing for COVID-19 continues to be conducted both locally and with the support of the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARFA. Saint Lucia has modified its testing strategy by testing an increased number of samples from community respiratory clinics, and this would assist in the assessment of COVID-19 locally. So that's where they're coming from the Ministry of Health. A 100% recovery rate of all COVID-19 cases here in St. Lucia. Just to go over again, to date, all of the positive cases, all 15 of the positive cases of COVID-19 in St. Lucia have recovered, with the remaining 2 cases who were in isolation receiving a negative COVID-19 test result just recently, and they have since been discharged from the respiratory hospital. So quite good news there coming out of the efforts of the Ministry of Health in terms of ensuring that we nip COVID-19 in the bud. We try to contain it as much as possible and stop the spread of stop the spread of transmission in our community. So kudos to officials at the Ministry of Health, persons on the front line working to treat and take care of those who contracted the virus. To date, all of our confirmed cases in St. Lucia have recovered from COVID-19. On the other end, quite a grim picture. We just heard from Dr. Jocelyne Clarke-Fletcher, the Ambassador for Diaspora Affairs, and she gave us some updates on the COVID-19 situation, how St. Lucians are dealing with it abroad. To date, we can confirm 23 St. Lucians living in the diaspora have since succumbed to COVID-19. Another 100 have contracted and are now battling this disease. So of the 23 who have succumbed abroad, the 23 St. Lucian nationals who have succumbed abroad to COVID-19, 17 lived in New York, 1 from New Jersey, 4 from the United Kingdom, and 1 has succumbed in Switzerland. Just take a note of that. Also, of the 100 individuals, the 100 St. Lucians who have since contracted the COVID-19 virus in the diaspora, they're coming from the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Barbados. So we've received polar opposites right now of very good news here on island that we've had a 100% recovery rate of COVID-19. All our 15 confirmed cases, all that 15 diagnoses come back negative. We have a 100% recovery rate of COVID-19 in St. Lucia as of today, 22nd April 2020. On the other end of that, as I said, quite a grim picture painted by Dr. Jocelyne Clarke-Fletcher, giving us an update that 23 St. Lucians have since succumbed to COVID-19, and another 100 have contracted and are battling the virus in the diaspora. So we are now due for a break. When we come back, we'll bring you some more news, some more updates. We hope that the information that we are providing so far is sobering and brings home the message that the health and safety protocols that have been outlined within the ordinance of the government of St. Lucia at this time is even more important as we try to reduce and contain COVID-19 in St. Lucia. Do stay tuned. We're due for a break. When we come back, we will have more.
Saint Lucia ka registre vermin corona ek ika fait mouvement ek en chay vitesse tan chaque canef ka kouye pour vigilance publique là fait wolo parler en place publique qu'on bol en main base ti boutique changer distance sociale 6 pieds rodion à l'autre ika travail tan. Si vous sentez qu'on pas cordial, quarantine qu'on pas en contact et puis l'autre en cas où t'es toi exposé. Si un écouillé, free one ou ben n'importe clinique yo pour les pays a dimi à clé, ça veut dire les supermarkets, pharmacies et puis ATM yo accessible avant c'était souhait. Pays à clé en plein. Ça veut dire tout bagay fermé à 24 heures. Servi protocole comme sorti par bureau indication santé. Nous tout ensemble, ça sauver vermine corona. si nous tout servi jid la à toutes les.
Together let us win this war. Saint Lucia be a soldier. Together we can beat this corona.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you're just joining, a pleasant good morning to you. Quite a few updates we've been delivering so far for the morning. We've had a 100% recovery rate of COVID-19. That word there coming from the Ministry of Health as of this morning. All 15 cases that have been confirmed are now confirmed recovered from COVID-19. We just had the last 2 cases that we're dealing with COVID-19. They've now recovered, bringing the total number of recoveries to 15, and that was the total number of confirmed cases here on island. So at present we have no confirmed, no registered cases of COVID-19 on island. Another thing to note, we have since brought in 8 cruise line workers. 8 cruise line workers have been repatriated back to Saint Lucia. We opened our broadcast with this this word from the Ministry of Tourism, and they have since been sent into the into quarantine at the Rodney Bay Public Health Facility. Other information we got from Dr. Jocelyne Clarke-Fletcher. She stated to us that as of today, 23 Saint Lucia nationals, unfortunately so, living in the diaspora have succumbed, and 100 more are battling the disease. And these cases of deaths, 17 in New York, 1 from New Jersey, 4 from the United Kingdom, and 1 from Switzerland. We do have some more information coming up in the broadcast, as well as taking a look back on the parliamentary proceedings yesterday. If you are not aware, we did the government of Saint Lucia Parliament did convene sittings for the House of Assembly to pass a motion to extend the state of emergency to the 31st of May. And 2 bills were laid, and they went through all 3 readings. That was the Tourism Stimulus and Investment Amendment Bill, as well as the National Insurance Corporation Amendment Bill. More information to come on that, especially after it is passed through the Senate, the Upper House tomorrow, the 23rd of April. In the meantime, I hand over to Carlton to just give us a summary of the interview that we just had with the Ambassador for Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Jocelyne Clarke-Fletcher. Carlton?
Merci tellement, Jesse, encore. Moi, dis merci pour vous qui écoutez nous, vous qui l'autre pays, vous qui nous sur Facebook, YouTube, mais ben n'importe côté devant télévision, nous oui merci tellement. Nous ici à headquarters vermin COVID-19, ici à nous about développement, ici à nous about ces rapports avec information qu'on nous joigne. Moi qui commencer et puis parler nous tenir et puis là Dr Fletcher, vous savez, Dr Fletcher, c'est lui qui est responsable pour Saint Lucia qui a été l'autre pays. Et puis là, il va nous porter à manière bagaille là hier. Et puis c'est mon qui a contacté puis qui manière bagaille qui a marché puis c'est gens qui a été l'autre pays. Là, il va nous ayons des informations là venu pour ces limoa ou quand ils savent l'autre pays, il dit là venu pour l'Amérique. Là en New York, l'Amérique, il dit 17 l'année 17 monde qui a tout passé, 17 là il venu pour même l'Amérique, New Jersey Nyon, là il venu pour l'Angleterre ni 4 et puis yon Switzerland quoi en tout ça qu'a fait à peu près 23 monde qui a tout passé as a résultat de Covid. Il dit l'année l'autre monde qui a tout passé pas obligé pour as a résultat de COVID-19 mais il a dit ces informations ça si personne veut yoni sur Facebook sur computer. L'autre information il dit en toute l'année plus passée yon 100 moun et ces moun ça yo a tout fait quoi yo testé positif pour COVID ça là il dit ces moun ça sorti l'Angleterre, l'Amérique, Canada et puis l'année Barbados aussi quoi 100 moun l'autre pays qui trouvé quoi yo contacté vermin et qu'a testé positive en 100 moun quoi ou ka ouais manière portrait là comparé pour Saint Lucia. Parmi l'autre bagaille qui nous discuter et puis Dr Fletcher comme bien d'où encore c'est lui qui est responsable pour Saint Lucia qui a été l'autre pays. Il dit laissez moun couiller en chay se moun nan vle fè arrangement pou yo hen ko fami yo. Yo vle fè arrangement pou ki manye yo kay fè lettement, ki manye yo même sa contacté consulate la qui ka représenter yo. C'est un parmi problème et di yo hanye yo ka parler di et puis ka di les vini pour qui manye yo kay mener ces moun sa entrer mais fait arrangement. Il dit ces moun là à présent il ka hen chay moun ka kouye. Il bien comprendre ça hier mais ça même ka ba yo conseil c'est couiller consulate là parmi côté il dit consulate là pas ça répondre parce que bien savent là ni protocole à présent moun passe en office quand chaque moun ka fait travail yo home yo quoi là il dit c'est moun nan plus près avec moun qui brise hen li mo il ka ba yo li mo c'est gens qui ka travailler en office consulate nous consulate l'autre pays ka ba c'est moun ça li mo personnel pour qui manière il sa assister yo manière et ben l'autre. Il dit à présent nous n'a chay gens l'autre pays qui veut retourner home. En chay veut retourner kayo. Yo ka kouye, yo ka di yo vle retourner. Mais yon nan se bagay là, il fait bien clair. Il dit moun qui allant les vacances ka kouye, moun qui et puis ay visiter un côté ka kouye, tout moun ka kouye. Mais encore il ka dit position avec office li, ça yo même responsable pour c'est moun qui ka wete l'autre pays. Ouais, c'est moun qui a fait la vie l'autre pays. Mais il dit ça pas qu'empêcher il fait travail là. N'importe manière, il même ça aide yo, il ka aide yo sinon il limo, il ka ba yo direction moun yo ça aller oti. Là m'a dit question di Jocelyne lè vini pour yon a se pli ko bagay là il ka joine, il ka dit expressement question di là vini pour ba oui assistance nous ka hen l'autre pays c'est moun ça qui manière même ouais ça ka affecté whole situation COVID-19 yon a se bagay là il dit c'est faut nous changer nous les moun qui ka été l'autre pays avec c'est moun ça j'a fait kayo ici a yon résidence yo ka yon kay yon propriétaire yon business ici a quoi c'est faut moun changer ça aussi c'est pas unique dit c'est moun ça qu'a voué la ramba nous seul mais puis qu'a fait bah oui là dans chay c'est moun ça qu'a fait une grosse contribution parce que yoni kayo ici a yoni business ici a et bien est content dans manière en chay c'est moun ça les yo vie si yo amasse résidence ici a ça k'ay vle dit nous ka ouais en chay moun k'ay vini faire en contribution parce que yo ka wete ici a madame des questions de qui ça quoi les vini pour salaire un gens travailleur et gouvernement qui trouve quoi yo coupé et affecté il dit il pas veut parler by tout le monde et il pas veut parler by gouvernement mais il dit les il vini pour à présent li kon tout l'autre monde trouve quoi yo affecté parce que il doit même si ou ka faire l'argent ou ka servait avec l'argent dépense ka vini il dit ça nous ni pour faire mawe nous parce que tant web là on nous fait adjustment on nous parce que ça qui a fait après ça fait Covid là c'est une situation neuf nous pièces pas jamais expériencer quoi on nous mawe nous on nous fait adjustment nous supposé faire il fait par exemple lui-même il dit bagay te ka fait avant il ka ni pour couper à sou moun il te ka employé il ka ni pour yo ka ni pour comprendre yo ka fait adjustment ça mais en tout il dit il a fait ça il paie en bas conditions et ça qui a existé à présent il parle en étape pour dire en dans temps qu'on il a pris monde qui spécial pour travail et était qu'à l'homme maintenant travailler gouvernement monde qui a travailler comme bail gouvernement il a dit c'est monde ça à présent en différents wet ça qui nous pour travailler tous les jours ça qui nous pour préparer documents ça qui mettait bail en place il parlait par exemple ces ministres là ces gens parlement et dit enfin tout le monde dans une manière ou l'autre trouver quoi yo affecté quoi yon bagay il ça bien dit il bien plaît et ça ka bay plaisir pour ouais manière bagay ka marcher Saint Lucia et qui dit il content il Saint Lucia et qui content manière bagay ka marcher à présent il dit c'est pas pièce temps pour nous jouer politique tout bagay fini si Dieu veut nous ça ouais clair L'autre développement avec bonne nouvelle ou vous savez qui est Jessie mentionné, c'est ou vous savez nous un rapport à sorti le ministre qui est responsable pour santé qui a dit là il vient pour 15 personnes qui étaient trouvé qu'on yo testé pour positif test trouvé qu'on yo testé positif pour vermine Covid là. À présent yo ka dit nous DA qui était en isolation. De ces moun sa qui te rete en isolation, c'est moun sa yo jouen résultat yo et ça négatif pour à présent là ni pour faire information nous ni et puis moun nou teni qui testé est positif nous ça dit 100% nous pas ni pièce moun qui ni ka COVID-19 en Saint Lucia pour à présent. Ça c'est pour à présent encore. Ça c'est information qui a sorti hod ministre qui est responsable pour santé. Nous pas ni personne des moun nan nous tenir qui te trouvé ko yo la ka trouvé ka un traitement résultat yo vié et c'est moun ça ka mouché négatif quoi. Ça c'est une bonne nouvelle. Là vini pour ça. Aussi une nouvelle lancée Saint Lucia a continuer combattre vermine et yo ka continuer tester bay moun test les vini pour vermine Covid là et yo ka fait ici yo ka assistance CAFA organisation l'autre pays quoi ça pas veut dire monsieur nous jaguer la Jessa qui ka aller là ça il veut dire c'est nous ni pour dire en yon manière l'autre petit koyé ça qui mettait en place ka travail et yon ces bagay ça c'est wete kayou et chain distance en parmi l'autre bagay laver là mais en parmi l'autre bagay bouchou mettez masque là nous ka ouais c'est bagay ça qui implémenté à ika travail sous wete kayou comme regarder vermine pas ka marcher c'est moun qui ka marcher quoi vermine pas ça transmettre quoi sous anik wete Caillou. Quoi, tout ça qui a l'air bonne nouvelle. Nous allons en détail toujours, mais c'est nous avons une information, ou avons bien savoir hier, là, pour faire puis Parlement joint, et puis c'est là nous avons rapporté hier. Et puis, raison pour ça, c'est parce que nous avons changé le gouvernement, venu avec plan, nation, tout ça qui a l'air, là, est venu pour Covid. Et puis là, c'est des fois même Parlement, a une chance pour parler à souille, et le gouvernement fait présentation ça. Nous avons bien content pour ça aussi, et il y a tous les 3 fois qu'on a ça qui est expecté pour faire à présent, c'est date qui bill ça qui tout fait quoi devant Sénat là pour yopé passer. Ça qui a demandé parmi l'autre bagaille pour le ministre vini pour demander pouvoir pour même ajouter temps moun kay pour être en bas curfew Disney du temps ou kay savent il a commencé les 27 mois ça pour les 31 mai. Premier ministre m'a dit pour ajouter temps et encore ça c'est pour mettre bagaille en place et pour faire assurer travail là qui a fait là pour pêcher Covid 6 mai au yo kay ça fait ça l'autre bagaille qui tout fait quoi il mettre en place ou kay ça venir pour NIC et tout parler de NIC et puis assistance là NIC kay bay moun qui perd travail expressement moun directement involvé en travail hôtel et puis d'autres travail c'est moun ça supposé une assistance ou kay savent NIC qui a trouvé quoi gouverneur bas constitution la ni loi ka protecter et pour raison ça premier ministre teni pour mener là bay parlement pour discuter quoi l'autre bagaille là yote ni pour dire des bills tout fait quoi présenter ça et puis bill en bas ministre qui est responsable pour tourisme ça c'est monsieur honorable Dominique Fédé quoi DC bill ça tout fait quoi présenter hier nous kay ba ou en toute qui manière ba y passer qu'on nous continuer puis nouvelle là ici à headquarters COVID-19 ici à GIS.
Thanks for that, Carlton. And just to backpedal on the 100% recovery rate of COVID-19 cases on island, the Ministry of Health also put out a statement that was yesterday, 10 consecutive days of no new cases of COVID-19. Quite important to note, there were 10 consecutive days where there were no new cases of COVID-19. As of April 2020, Saint Lucia has a total of 15 confirmed cases of COVID-19. We now know that they're all recovered, and at present, the last confirmed case was reported on Friday, April 10th, 2020, and since then, of the 58 tests run, all of them have been negative for COVID-19. So there have been up to 58 tests conducted to find out if persons have COVID-19, and they've all come back negative in the last 10 days. And the ministry says, though we are heartened by these data trends, we noted that this should not provide us with a false sense of security and allow us to believe that we are no longer at risk for a COVID-19 outbreak. It is the awareness of this that drives our public health team to continue to work intensively in implementing all the core components of our health sector response, including testing, isolation, treatment and care, contact tracing and public education. We appeal to every individual to keep strict adherence to the infection prevention measures and control guidelines which continue to be issued by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, as these, though simple, are inexpensive and effective methods to reduce the risk of COVID-19. St. Lucia is at an enviable position right now, 100% success rate, and we do hope it continues to be that way as we bring back our St. Lucians living in the diaspora, all of those who want to come back home, the cruise line workers, even the risk of community spread here on island. We hope everybody takes the measures that they need to ensure that we continue to be in this very favorable position. We now switch to quick press release coming from Cabot St. Lucia, contributing $50,000 to St. Lucia's COVID-19 response. And just to read out the press release, Cabot St. Lucia made a donation of $50,000 to the government and people of St. Lucia to help fund essential resources for health services and frontline staff, as well as to provide support to residents across the island. The COVID-19 pandemic is having a significant impact on lives and livelihoods across the globe, challenging the resources of large and small economies alike. St. Lucia is no exception, and Cabot St. Lucia sees it as imperative to join the fight and do its part. According to Jules Cowandur, the VP of Sales and Marketing, one of Cabot's guiding principles has always been supporting the communities in which we operate. This is an unprecedented time, and we are grateful to be able to contribute to the COVID-19 relief efforts in St. Lucia, end quote. So word there from Cabot St. Lucia, they're contributing $50,000 towards St. Lucia's COVID-19 response. We go back to yesterday's House of Assembly proceedings. Of course, we were very much pressed for time when the lunch break was given. And we could not really go in depth with everything that had transpired in terms of all of the contributions. So we just want to touch on that and give you a gentle reminder. Myself and Carlton, we had the opportunity to sit in the morning session of the House of Assembly proceedings. And just to give you an update, if you're not yet aware, a motion was forwarded by the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Economic Growth, Job Creation, External Affairs and the Public Service. And this motion was essentially to extend the state of emergency to the 31st of May 2020. The Prime Minister, the Honorable Alan Chastney, did indicate that this was done in the hopes that we can see some level of resolution globally. Important points to note from the Prime Minister's opening statements was that he stated that the idea of keeping residents of St. Lucia on a 24-hour lockdown is not practical. And he also stated that we need to learn to coexist with COVID-19 like Taiwan and Singapore has, observing the protocols as we begin to understand the viral disease. In that vein, he asserted that infectious diseases are not a death sentence. And the Honorable Prime Minister backtracked on the need to have quarantined the nation at the start of April. We remember we went on a 24-hour lockdown from April 1st as being the most responsible thing to do at the time, given the word from the health officials. And that was the opening statement yesterday morning as the House of Assembly opened, the opening statement from the Honorable Prime Minister Alan Chastney. We saw directly after that the delivery by the contribution by the Honorable Honorable Philip J. Pierre, the parliamentary representative for Castries East, and he stated that the opposition will continue to be in accordance with the policies of the government at this time in the midst of the COVID-19 situation. However, he wanted the people of St. Lucia to be very aware, to be very cognizant of the rights that were being cut down on, the rights that were being infringed on at this time of the state of emergency. He wanted St. Lucians to be aware of that. Overall, we saw that the opposition had some reservations with regard to the decision to enter into a state of emergency, but we saw that they've given the government of St. Lucia some latitude to roll out its policies and measures to try to combat and contain this situation, this health emergency. Also, Parliamentary Representative for Vieux Fort North, the Honourable Moses Jean-Baptiste, he conveyed that he felt that there were conflicting updates being disseminated by the government in terms of plans and efforts to contain COVID-19. He also expressed a dissatisfaction with the report delivered by the Prime Minister, stating that he felt it was inadequate in terms of looking for a comprehensive report at that time for what happened, what measures were taken, very detailed explanations for the measures taken during the state of emergency, and a detailed explanation he also wanted for why we should continue into this state of emergency beyond the 26th of April. He says information like the NEMO operations, the impact on the common man, how this would guide decision-making, the costs associated with the quarantine facilities, what worked, what didn't essentially. He also expressed concern for the potential abuse of power within the wide-ranging authority given to the government. Again, the general sentiment of the opposition. We also had a statement made by the Honourable Dominic Ferry. I did mention a bit of his contribution earlier in that he disclosed 8 individuals, nationals, cruise line workers would be repatriated to Saint Lucia. We got word there from the Ministry of Tourism in a report that they have since checked into the quarantine facility, the Rodney Bay Public Health Facility, for 14 days to be quarantined. He also announced that mass testing was conducted over the weekend in various communities island-wide, corroborated by the Ministry of Health's press release this morning. The results of that are pending. The government is doing everything in its power, he stated, to repatriate St. Lucian cruise line workers, and he did make that report of the first batch coming home. He did also note that we had the lowest rate of COVID-19 between the 1st of March to the 11th of April in the sub-region. Another important point to note. We had an address also from the Honourable Ernest Hilaire, just going through quickly. He echoed the leader of the opposition's gratitude to frontliners and condolences to St. Lucians who have since succumbed to COVID-19 in the diaspora. And he reiterated the opposition's position on that the state of emergency was not applicable, and he felt that other legislative measures could have been taken, could have been used to effect the same policy decisions. Again, they have given the government the space to make these decisions, roll out measures to try to contain COVID-19. And there were several other points that he made mention of. He queried the suspension of liquor licenses. He stated that he supported the closing of restaurants and bars. However, he had reservations. He asked why not have individuals purchase alcohol from the supermarkets for their own personal consumption at their home. And he also placed an argument for church service, saying that if certain businesses can operate, and in certain instances he claimed that there were crammed up operations in certain stores on island. We're not going to mention any business names that he stated, but he said if these businesses can operate, certainly the churches, some of the churches are large enough to accommodate and to observe the physical distancing protocols and otherwise by the government of St. Lucia. So that word and that argument, they're coming from the Honourable Ernest Hilaire, representative for Castries South. We did get some responses to some of the opposition's words from the Honourable Guy Joseph, the parliamentary representative for Castries South East, and he called on the opposition to stop misleading the public with the notion that there is an ulterior motive for effecting the emergency powers legislation. He essentially challenged them to point out one abuse of the powers of authority, and further to his argument, he He argued that some countries have announced extensive periods of emergency, while the Saint Lucia Prime Minister has come to Parliament for shorter periods of time, and thereby accommodating the leader of the opposition and other members of the opposition to provide them a chance to weigh in on the policy decisions, to give them a chance to give suggestions, ideas, a contest of ideas in the House as these smaller increments of time are taken up. He added that the initial state of emergency date is justified because other countries are now stating that in hindsight they wish they had done similar to what Saint Lucia had done. And he referenced the opposition earlier as having stated that Saint Lucia was the worst prepared. He responded by stating that you need to give credit where credit is due, and the facts speak for themselves. He stated that Saint Lucia has heeded the call leading in COVID-19 management in the region. He said that Saint Lucia has moved swiftly ahead of Saint Lucia took the decision to move swiftly ahead of too many cases being reported on island, thereby, overwhelming health officials, incapacitating our resources, incapacitating us because of not having resources to be able to deal with the influx of potential cases. So he did mention some cases, measures taken. That was the move to OKEU and Victoria Hospital being made a respiratory hospital. He also addressed the NEMO controversy, stating that no smart politician would get involved in NEMO's relief contribution efforts, making it categorically clear that he himself, a representative, was nowhere near NEMO during this time. We did see earlier in the parliamentary proceedings that there were some questions as to the involvement of politicians allegedly in the NEMO relief package distributions. He did also, the Honourable Minister Guy Joseph, highlight his own personal efforts toward aiding his constituents. We did hear from also yesterday morning the Honourable Sean Edward, the representative for Dennery South, as well as Dr. Gail Rigobert, the representative for Mico North, and condolences again issued by all of them. These, I believe, the Honourable Representative Edward did have some constituents who had contracted COVID-19, and he did report that they had recovered. Dr. Gail Rigobert has constituents who have relatives living abroad who contracted COVID-19. Quite unfortunate developments. It is not only the cases locally that's affecting our population, but the cases of COVID-19, St. Lucians contracting COVID-19 abroad and worse off succumbing to them. So that word there coming from a few of the representatives in the House. Also, another point to note, the Honourable Alva Batiste, he did make mention that our COVID-19 recovery, he stressed, would be based on our economic immunity, how robust our economy has been prior to the COVID-19 situation. Carlton?
Merci tellement Jesse la qu'on nous ka dit bonjour et merci encore ou ka écouter nous headquarters COVID-19 information développement rapport qu'on ka vini nous ka ba oui nous ka tien nous écouen et puis ça qui ka fait hier ou ka savent nous mentionner plus bonheur Jesse dit avec moi vie répéter les vini pour parlement vous savez gouvernement Saint Lucia était en parlement hier premier ministre l'a présenté deux billes devant Parlement, il mène quoi ça pour raison pour discuter. Il y en a ces billes là ça veut venir pour NIC encore aide là NIC qui bay moun qui perd travail as a résultat de Covid moun qui trouvé koyo kayo c'était yon c'est yon qui en chay discussion avant ça il y en a ces bay là qui discuter c'est venir pour ajouter tant état de soukwa tant nous ka fait kay nous Disney du temps moun ka fait kay nous ou kay ça était supposé kabout et bien supposé kabout li 26 mois ça quoi premier ministre là vini devant parlement pour demander si parlement ça ajouté pour qu'a commencer les 27 pour les 31 mai quoi là ça c'était un l'autre raison gouvernement premier ministre là vini parlement puis dernier bilan c'est l'année pour faire tourisme honorable Dominique Fédé tenu pour présenter ça. Eh bien en chai quand la côté moukai savent depuis venir pour parlement depuis venir pour opposition depuis venir pour c'est des fois même qui a représenté comme mignon c'est gens parlement ou qu'ils savent nous toujours une bonne discussion et puis hier pas des pièces différentes pour la peine nous qu'ils savent les venir pour premier ministre là c'est lui a fait commencer puis premier ministre là quand il commençait qu'a dit il même qu'a séparé et puis famille monde qui perd famille as a résultat de Covid et commencer puis ça parmi l'autre bagaille mentionné avant il présenter après il lit bilan c'est vini pour moun kanik wete en dedans et moun pas une chance pour aller dehors il dit ça pas un bagaille qui il kay ouais mettre en pratique lui-même c'est pas un bagaille il voulait faire mais c'est un bagaille nous t'es supposé faire il dit et ça qui bien important à présent nous ka ouais place qu'on signe de port il dit place qu'on c'est moun na hamouché ou ça vive et puis vermine covid là mais on est pour faire assurer ou suivre protocole on est pour faire assurer gide et puis avertissement qui bail par les autorités ou suivre les mais parmi l'autre bagaille qui était il mentionnait adressé parlement là c'est là venu pour 24 années de temps pays a été la clé pays a état de soukousa il dit ça c'est en parmi premier bail qui était fait et raison pour lui c'était pour nation c'est pour CMO et puis département en manière pour adresser situation pour mettre bagaille qui pour côté en place là même après au savent leader opposition ça c'est honorable Philippe J. Pierre il commençait même quand chay ces gens parlement commençait qu'a dit il a séparé avec moun qui perd famille as un résultat dit vermine corona là il dit Covid a mené en chay la mort avec la peine by moun mais il était bien content pour dire il a dit merci bon Dieu et qui a oui merci c'est travailler essentiel là pour travailler là yo ka faire pour ka mettre la vie en risque pour protéger la nation il pas te bien longtemps avant il même entré en présentation qui a dit les vini pour pouvoir premier ministre l'a vinn demander du parlement il a dit c'est faux nous prendre précaution c'est pouvoir ça nous pas abuser nous pas supposé abuser parce que il pas voulait Saint Lucia et puis gouvernement quoi les vini pour pouvoir yo vini demander c'est un pouvoir unique pour ouvrir et fermer business il dit c'est pouvoir ça aller plus loin passer ça parmi bagaille qui a dit les vini pour monde vle combler ensemble les vini pour toutes les autres bagaille monde peut-être vle ensemble vle faire qu'on bien savent c'est pouvoir ça jabay premier ministre autorité pour mettre conduite en laisser bagaille ça quoi il dit il pas vle nation qui pas vle premier ministre là ex ministre là quoi les vini pour pouvoir ça c'est un pouvoir pour fermer et puis ouvrir business il dit l'année plus passer ça enfin il y a les puis dit yo même quand il supporter quand il y a opposition parmi l'autre bagaille il encourager peuple Saint Lucia pour coûter information qu'a sorti les autorités les vini pour manière supposé conduire as a résultat du COVID-19 ça fait protocole curfew et encourager moun souple suivre direction qui baille par les autorités et chain distance parmi l'autre bagaille wete kayo il dit quoi ça c'est un bon bagaille là même après nous t'en honorable Moses Jean-Baptiste qui sorti nord qui a représenté Vieux-Fort Nord il s'est parti aussi mais il entré dans la présentation il a dit li koyon représentatif peuple commune ko sorti il pas satisfait de manière premier ministre là venir en parlement sans bail pièce information sans dire qui manière bagaille là pour à présent et puis pour quand il vient demander à ajouter les vinn ajouter temps pour moun ka rete en dedans il dit lui même là dans chaque bagaille qui ça mandé parmi bagaille il dit combien équipement qui j'abaye combien il coûte nous, ces gens qui ont été en quarantaine, combien l'argent ça a coûté pays. Il dit, là, il vient pour l'hôpital là, transition pour aller à l'hôpital. Enfin, il était capable de ces questions et qui dit c'est pour lui-même, personnellement, il voulait savoir ça qu'allait pour lui-même. Il sentit Premier ministre pour bailler un rapport, là, il vient pour situation ça. Et puis là, il y a ces bagages là, tout le monde peut-être te sous te cavé ou kay changer. Il y a ces exemples il fait, il dit là il était capable quitter vieux fort capable passer en bonne pour venir en ordre là. Il dou boutli observer ces police là, il présenter et puis documents et puis il permettait pour passer. Mais il y a ces bagages là il dit il fait observation, il m'a des côtés c'est police là qui fait besoin yo. Il dit pas même en toilette et ben bagay qui là-bas c'est police là. Ça c'est ti bagay il dit mais il dit nous supposé ver ces ti bagay là parce que yo ka mener ces go bagay là. Mais enfin il a dit moun et a dit Saint Lucia contre toutes les autres qui étaient avant suivent les autorités changer gide qui bail manière gide là bail moun coûter les autorités. Honorable Dominique Fédé était après, parmi l'autre bagaille qu'on Jesse a bien dit, il a maintenant date qui nous 8 personnes qui retournent cette ici, qui dit sa collaboration, li ministre tourisme et puis ministre qui est responsable pour faire nous à l'autre pays, viennent ensemble et puis 8 ces moun ça trouver koyo cette lycée yo vini hod babad quoi il dit ça c'est un bon nouvelle tout bonnement. Il aussi dit là vini pour Saint Lucia avec là vini pour manière vermin ça a trouvé quoi transmité pour date il dit date mars le 1er mars pour le 11 avril il ça dit 8.2%. C'était limo il vini pour monde qui trouvé koyo ka hen vermina qui dit ça c'est un bon signe tout bonnement et qui ça dit et qui il fait plaisir pour dire là vini pour les autres places les autres pays cette licite qu'a fait bien tout bonnement et puis il dit pas kakatile dit deuxième et troisième stage de Covid nous dedans honorable Dominique Fédé aller plus loin pour dire yo kakatile en stage 4 qui c'est après Covid qui ça nous a fait. Enfin, il remercie ces gens hôtel là, il remercie docteur expressement c'est ça Cuba, il dit c'est moun ça qui a fait un bon job, il remercie ces moun qui a combattu vermina là il dit c'est citoyens qui l'autre pays gouvernement qui travaille en une manière bien l'autre pour mener yo vini faire yo ni pour changer yo même ni pour espérer les directions qu'a sorti au département santé et puis yo ni pour parler puis gens diplomatiques pour faire assurer ça fait. Il mentionnait parler sur ces bagues là qui est nimoté qu'a distribué et il dit Red Cross toutes ces organisations c'est à l'église et puis ces gens qui vont nous parmi yo hen ça qui était supposé venir de yo il dit toute bagaille pas au fait yo travail en laisse ça en l'autre bail qui était venu par des temps discussion ça a fait en parlement là venu pour honorable Dominique Fédé qui a dit opposition il a invité opposition en toute affaire qui était capable quoi la opposition fait bien clair par honorable Philippe Jepierre c'est pas tout il fait mentionner ça il attendait qui dit fait assurer les capable ça il a dit il en place mais en tout là monsieur Dominique Fédé allait pour dire oui merci peuple qui a dit un chai moun fait un chai bon travail expressement c'est gens qui est directement involvé travailler et Saint-Charles. Enfin, après nous tenons honorable Bradley et Félix, vous savez c'est lui qui est responsable ministry qui est responsable pour l'avenir business en Saint-Lucia parmi l'autre bagaille et puis il commence puis des mots paroles il dit là il était première fois venir dans parlement pour situation il dit là vini pour temps nous dans il changer ces mots paroles là nous dans temps qui extraordinaire et aussi changer l'autre mot parole là nous en la Dieu ça veut dire nous en la Dieu et puis vermine Covid là vitement il allait pour dire bagaille en place il dit li epi ministry yo ka travail yo ka savent yo ni tellement application parce que pour business pe ouvert ministry honorable monsieur Félix c'est ministry yo ka ni pour faire application pour si business ni pour ouvert qui dit il ka dit merci pour ce travail et puis c'est moun sa ka travail tout bonnement quoi il ni pour mentionner ça il dit et pas du temps en lui-même opposition pas vle dit yo ka fait un bon travail pour manager si ça ka aller mais yo nan se bay là ils savent en tiers yo ka dit gouvernement ka fait un bon travail tout bonnement là il dit c'est Jean business là yo nan se bagay là qui bien important pour yo savent même si yo une permission pour ouvert yo ni pour suivre protocole hod ministre santé fait assurer travailler ou te hod yon a l'autre fait assurer travailler ni équipement yo besoin et fait assurer moun kan tout business là chain hod yo il dit depuis 6 mois ba yo direction yo kay ouvert pays à condance pour direction hod 6 mois et puis département santé quand tout ces ministres là ces gens parlement yo tout tenir bagay pour dire après ça nous commencer tan hod Ernest Hiller qui a représenté l'opposition contre toutes les autres qui étaient avant il dit ici parti puis moun qui pède famille il remercie ces gens qui reconnaissent ces gens qui travaillent essentiel puis là il dit il a quoi moun qui a senti la peine ça tout partout il dit parmi l'autre bagaille tout bien vite dedans il dit à un moment qu'on à présent ça c'est le gouvernement ni pour moucher qui manière yo ka conduire nous ni pour gouvernement qui parle pour conduire et directer peuple là il dit à un moment qu'on à présent c'est là nous savent qui qualité gouvernement ou nous ni il aller plus loin pour parler dit en cas de l'Angleterre c'est un choix il y a dans un morceau qui était écrit là sur internet là qui dit nous ni pour faire assurer bien important gouvernement conduit par exemple pour peuple là les pour peuple même coûter gouvernement yo ça fait ça il m'a des questions dit les vini pour qui ça 10 moun dans l'église il m'a dit les vini pour un homme qui pas ka vendre pour qui ça moun pas ça hen homme vendre et ben acheter homme en supermarché avec mener kayo c'est un parmi bagay il dit il même dit il bien supporter ça ka aller mais il voulait gouvernement sa opposition là et même si yo supporter ça qui ka aller yo kay toujours parler et demander question et ben bay jid et conseil côté qui brisé il dit et là c'est faut yo changer ça qui ka aller date gouvernement là pour représenter peuple là en l'autre bagaille mené il dit là vini pour maman l'école là ni yon community center il dit en fou chaud yo ni combien computer là laptop computer il maintenant il dit te kay bien apprécier si yo ça ouvert là si yo ça veiller ces computers ça distribuer parce que à présent maman qui apprendre l'école kayo ça te kay un bon bagaille tout bonnement quoi là il vini aussi pour faire moun savent là il vini pour wifi c'est maman la teni wifi constituency là expressement il maintenant Cicéron il dit qui ça qui a fait ça mais en tout il même supporter vitement ba moi toucher les Guy Joseph honorable Guy Joseph là il doubout qui dit pas kay mener parmi bagay religion ça qui a aller mais il a dit élève ni pour situation ça nous tout kay d'accord c'est yon qui pas jamais fait avec pièce on il même dit entend nous et puis en la vie nous pour expériencer yon bagay comme ça et qui était capable de Covid contribution y aller plus loin il dit il tend les oppositions commander qui tend les honorable Moses hod vieux for nord qui dit about information il dit là ici headquarters information hod gouvernement il dit ça c'est yon bagay qui après coup il dit yo ici a ka bay information quand il vini il là et puis et moun ça dit nation qui a trouvé information ici En chay ba il parle là c'est ça qui pli moi kay dit et moun kay changer il dit là il vini pour li kon yon membre parlement ka représenter place li il pas trouver quoi pièce côté preni moi ben involvé en pièce bag ka distribuer il dit sous c'est yon politicien et qu'on savent ça qui bon pour ou pas kay jamais aller involver ko ka bay moun bag parce que kay yon moun cadeau ou pas supporter ben moi supporter et ki bay enfin ça il même fait il dit point à peu près yon 150 bag il fait par koy et puis il a distribué là il parlait dit état de soukoua pour ajouter temps et puis pour pouvoir yo balia il dit là ni l'autre pays là côté qui servi pouvoir parce que ça ni pour yon l'année là côté qui ni pour 6 mois il dit gouvernement pas servi comme gouvernement servi pour yon temps et mi yo vinn ajouter quoi yo ka considérer les yo fait ça en parmi l'autre bagaille il dit les vini pour affaires covid et puis l'hôpital là ka ouvert il dit que manière l'hôpital là ouvert yo mette bagaille en place et qui était bien plein avec manière bagaille ka travail CMOA et puis ces gens ka travail et puis CMOA quoi tout en tout il remercie ces gens qui ka travail là et puis ka dit moun gouvernement qui ka travail et qui savent yo ka mettre bagaille en place il parlait des zones là il vini pour zone là il dit ça l'année bagaille avec l'année minibus driver qui a affecté il mentionnait minibus driver Soufouye ça c'est Free F et puis Vieux-Fort 2H il dit bagaille teni pour mettre en place et qui savent ces bus driver ces moun ça trouvé koyo souffert il dit là il vini pour yo comme ministre yo pas jamais attendre quand te meeting yo pas jamais quand te bagaille mais là il dit c'est yon bagay assuré la pani pièce yon bagay ou ça dit c'est ça qui en place là pour ou ka agir puis yon vermine kon quoi toute l'été ka vinn en bout il dit là il vini pour nous kon un gouvernement un peuple il dit moun ni pour coûter yo ka coordonner ça yo ni pour faire que yon bagay recogniser ministre qui responsable pour santé et puis pour business pays il dit c'est moun ça il y a chay la fois et puis yo et c'est moun ça ja travail web tout en tout monsieur Sean Edward va parler il était ni mon place li qui est covid et dit visiter ces moun ça il remercie ces police là il emmène expressement Richford il dit lui même trouvé quoi involvé et qu'a contribué il dit yo c'est voix publique là et il voulait opposition il voulait gouvernement ça yo kay toujours parler les vini pour yo honorable Gail Rigobert répéter même bagaille là il dit les vini pour yon article Saint Lucia Saint Lucia il dit qui trouvé quoi publié le 18 avril il dit là si un chay ces gens coûter et ben li parmi bagay moun ka dit yo aimé yo ka vivre Saint Lucia yo di manière responsabilité avec direction bagay ka point Saint Lucia yo aimé ça gouvernement a fait by pays avec manière yo ka fait et puis covid là il dit yo dans ces bagay là il bien content ouais nous venir qu'à présent monde ka faire comme si dit oui c'est coup de main en tout mais c'est qu'on nous dit la tenir en chay mais nous on est ba ou enfin ces bagailles là ou peut-être mancher ben ou pâté ton les vini pour ça nous ton hord honorable Alva Baptiste il était concerné des relations les vini pour Cuba et puis Venezuela il dit c'est moun ça a fait contribution yo c'est moun ça a ja aidé ka aider même si et CARICOM même ni Bawad quand péché fait business et puis différents l'autre ba il dit c'est pour nous examiner qu'on yon pep qui ça nous il fait référence pour lui même avec adresse il même a fait et ka verti les vini pour manière nous ka ménager Wisno et puis l'autre bagaille. Quand tout en tout hier bagaille était chaud messieurs dames mais généralement c'est ça qui prend coup nous savons était en chay merci pour gawité puis nous Léa ka pour chalet.
Thank you very much, Carlton, for that wrap-up in Creole. Of course, we're just giving you a summary of our experience in the House of Parliament yesterday morning, and that was a few of the addresses, the statements, contributions made by the honorable representatives who delivered their contributions in the morning. As we wrap up, our time is winding down. As we wrap up now, just to let you know, St. Lucia has risen to the enviable position of 100% recovery rate of COVID-19 cases on the island. The last confirmed case was registered on April 10th, and it has, well, according to the last press release, we've seen 10 consecutive days of no new COVID cases on island, and within that time the last 2 cases that were battling COVID-19 have since recovered. So all 15 cases that were confirmed in St. Lucia have now recovered. They've gotten a clean bill of health, and they've been discharged from isolation at the respiratory hospital. 100% recovery rate of COVID-19 cases in St. Lucia. We do hope we can continue to maintain this very favorable state. Our health officials are stating that we shouldn't rest on our laurels. Persons in the population should continue to keep alert and continue to use the measures and the guidelines that have been issued by our health officials. They are inexpensive. They are very easy to do. It's a very small, I believe I saw a phrase from the Office of the Prime Minister's Facebook page, 6 feet apart or 6 feet under, you make your decision, you know. So we hope everybody, kudos to the population of St. Lucia for this. It shows that we have been doing our part in ensuring that we contain and we reduce the transmission of COVID-19 in St. Lucia's 100% recovery rate of COVID-19. There are at present no active cases of COVID-19 on island registered. So take note of this very favorable news. We also noted just a sharp contrast to 23 confirmed deaths of St. Lucia nationals in the diaspora. We had 17 succumbing in New York, 1 succumbing in New Jersey, 4 succumbing in the United Kingdom, and 1 passing away in Switzerland due to COVID-19. We also have 100 plus St. Lucia nationals battling the coronavirus in places like the US, UK, Canada, and Barbados. And we got that information from the ambassador for Diaspora Affairs, Her Excellency Dr. Jocelyne Clarke-Fletcher, giving us that very important information as at today. So we've been getting on one end 100% recovery rate of COVID-19 cases on island. On the other end, we're seeing that our St. Lucian nationals are passing away, succumbing to the very deadly COVID virus. 23 confirmed deaths in the diaspora. An update from the Ministry of Tourism, an update on efforts to repatriate our cruise line workers to St. Lucia. We have 8 repatriated. We got a news report from Joreen Georges of the Ministry of Tourism this morning. 8 cruise line workers from, I believe, Norwegian Cruise Line have since been repatriated to St. Lucia. And it was a collaborative effort by the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of External Affairs, as well as that cruise line. The Honorable Dominic Fede stated that at the diplomatic efforts, at the diplomatic level, efforts continue. Efforts are feverish in repatriating our cruise line workers. And also we heard from the Minister for External Affairs, the Honorable Sarah Flood Bobre, and she stated that while we trying to get our people back in, repatriation must be done observing the health and safety protocols. To let you know, the 8 individuals who worked on the cruise ship that have been since been repatriated, they have been checked into the Rodney Bay Public Health Facility, and they will be quarantined there for 14 days. I noticed a query on the Facebook Live comments, and somebody was saying that why aren't the individuals, the 8 cruise line workers who've since been repatriated, not been sent to VH? It is important to note that the Rodney Bay Public Health Facility is the location for quarantining of individuals, and the respiratory hospital, formerly Victoria Hospital, is for the isolation of individuals, and you will be isolating individuals who have confirmed been tested and positive for COVID-19. We just reported the 100% recovery rate of COVID-19, so at the moment we have no positive cases, no active cases of COVID-19, these patients being treated at the respiratory hospital. Also this morning, we were just going over a statement made by the Honorable Minister Stephenson King, Infrastructure, Ports, Energy and Labor, and he essentially was acknowledging the climate of the labor market right now, the layoffs, the shifts rotation, persons being sent on vacation, all efforts by employers to try to deal with this COVID-19 onslaught. He also referenced the social stabilization plan that was announced by the Prime Minister, the Honorable Alan Shasney, the accommodations therein for individuals who have been affected by COVID-19. He also spoke on the tripartite. He stressed the importance of a tripartite approach to consultations and clarifying positions, negotiating essentially under the circumstances that we're now under, so that everybody in the interim can have something that can suffice in the time to get them by. Well, that wraps up our morning report. Thank you so much for watching the COVID-19 response report here live on NTN. We're getting updates about our situation here in Saint Lucia and the state of Saint Lucians abroad. So we want you to keep posted. We want you to stay tuned to NTN as we deliver these updates. It's all the time we have for now for this morning's report. Myself, Jessie Leonce, and Carlton Cyril this morning. We wrap up thanking you once again. We hope you take note of all the developments happening, all of the updates, and you're going out and you're coming in responsibly as possible, so we can maintain that 100% recovery rate of COVID-19 and no cases of COVID-19, recorded cases of COVID-19 here on island. I'm signing out for now. Do enjoy your afternoon. Goodbye.